Welcome back to Mrs. Nixon's Math Corner. Today we are going to be talking about comparing and ordering decimals. And you should be on about page 20. Okay, the first thing that we are going to talk about when we're thinking about comparing and ordering decimals are our inequality symbols. We have three of them that we talk about in the 5th grade. The first one looks like this. And if you remember, that means greater than. The next one looks like this. And that means less than. And then our last one that we're going to talk about is this one right here. And that means equal or equal to. Now I want you to take a moment and think about other words that mean greater than, like more than, taller, bigger. Think of some, and then when you come back to class, we're going to fill the rest of this in. So now we're going to move on to actually comparing. Our first step is to line up the decimals. So let's say we're comparing 12 and 4/10 to 12 and 39/100. So the first thing we will do is line up our decimals. So I have 12 and 4/10. I have one decimal here. I'm going to go ahead and put another decimal here because I have two numbers. And I'm going to put my 12 and my 3 and my 9 there. Step 2. I'm going to compare the numbers in each place. So I'm going to compare the numbers in each place. Starting with the largest place value. Okay, so I have my numbers. Again, I'm going to line them up. I have two decimals, so I'm going to put two decimals, 12 and 4/10, 12 and 39/100. And I'm going to kind of make a small place value chart so that I know which place I'm starting with. And I'm starting with my largest place value, so that means I'm going to start at my 1 because it's in the tens place. I have a 1 there, a 1 there, so those are the same. I'm going to move on to my next place value. There's a 2 and a 2. Those are the same. I'm going to go to my next place value. I have a 4 and a 3. So these two are different. So these are the two I'm going to use to compare. I know that 4 is greater than 3, so that means this number is greater. So step 3, use the correct inequality symbol. So for this problem, the correct inequality symbol would be my greater than sign if I'm going to put my 12 and 4/10 here. So I have it, and I'm going to put my greater than symbol. Okay. Let's go to our next page. We should be on 21. And we're going to practice. So the first one that I want to compare is 0 and 427 thousandths. I'm going to compare that to 0 and 425 thousandths. Again, my first step is to line up my decimals. So I know I have 2 decimals. I'm going to go ahead and draw my 2 decimals and then fill in my numbers. I have my 0, 4, 2, 7, and my 0, 4, 2, 5. I'll make my mini place value chart. I'm going to start here at my greatest place value. Both of those are zeros, so I'm going to move to the next one. In my 10th place, I have a 4 in both places, so I'm going to move to the next one. The next one, I have 2 in both place values. And finally, my last place value, I have a 7 and a 5. So those are the 2 I'm going to compare. I know that my 7 is greater. So I'm going to use the correct place value. I'm going to put a greater than sign. Okay, I want you to practice a couple of problems by yourself. So we're going to do 0 and 733 thousandths compared to 0 and 73 hundredths, 1 and 7 tenths compared to 1 and 701 thousandths, and then finally 2 and 10 hundredths compared to 2 and 1/10. Alright guys, come to class with any questions you may have. See you tomorrow.